One of the things you're going to want to do when you're working with vectors is to test some of your program using data to store in the vector. It gets kind of monotonous to have to just plug in numbers or strings or whatever that you create on your own. So one solution to the problem, especially when you're working with numeric data, is to randomly generate numbers to store in your vector. So what I'm going to do in this lesson is show you a simple way to add some random data into a vector to be able to use it for a test. The first thing we need to do is #include the standard library, the standard lib library. Whoops, got to spell it right. There we go. So it's cstdlib, and that's going to have the random number generator that we want. So we #include that first. The next thing we have to do is something called seed the random number generator, and that's so that it will generate a different number every time we call it. So we do that by making a call to srand, and the argument that we provide is null. Srand you can think of as this meaning seed the random number generator. So first let me demonstrate how to generate a random number, and that's to call the rand function like so. So let's watch what happens. So you get a random number, and we could simply create a array, or I'm sorry, a vector from that. But what we'd like to do is, let's say we're trying to generate numbers in a range. To make sure that happens, we can use the following formula, where we write rand modulus 100 plus 1, and that will guarantee that we get a number in the range of 1 to 100. So let's run that code. There's our 39. Again, that's the first number in this list. Let's now demonstrate how to use this to create a vector of numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to first create a vector. Then we're going to have a loop. And we'll just do 10. And then we're going to simply say numbers pushback rand mod 100 plus 1. And then we'll write another loop. Having trouble typing today. Here we go. And so let's run this program. And there are our random numbers. Now, this is not the absolute best way to generate random numbers. That's a bit beyond the scope of this introductory course, but just to get some data into a vector so that you can test your code, this is the easiest way to generate a set of random numbers. And with that, we've wrapped up this lesson on generating random numbers for vectors.